Look what the Democrats are saying. There's a real risk. I don't think it's a huge one, but there is a risk that the Republicans could continue to splinter, and the Democrats would end up somehow getting 2 or 3 Republican votes and electing Hakeem Jeffries to be the Speaker. Now, can you think of anything more disastrous and embarrassing than Republicans unable to govern handing the gavel over to Hakeem Jeffries?
I like the idea.
Mike Huckabee has a shad. I can think like a lot of things more disastrous, like this particular Republican Congress or your front runner.
Electing an insurrectionist as your Speaker of the House.
There you go. That's there. There you go. Thank you. So many things. Do we have time to list all the things that would be more embarrassing? Then, okay. All right. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I not just got in a Twitter fight yesterday. I won a Twitter fight with an anti-vaxxer, and then my friend Trish of
Robin Trish.
She got in a fight apparently on my behalf on Instagram.
Why are you fighting on Instagram?
Well, because a guy said, "Do you post a picture that's not airbrushed?"
Oh.
And I said, "Well, no, but that's not the point." And also, you. So I don't know. Trish said, "Go back in your mom's basement," and whatever. I don't know. She got in a whole fight for me, which was very touching to me. Yeah. I just used the first filter. I just used the first thing over, just so it's more light. I don't.
Kind of smooth everything out.
Pardon me?
You kind of smooth everything out.
Well, you know who never needs airbrushing? Yeah, you know who. Natural beauty.
Yeah.
Carl.
Carl Frisch. Let's talk to our fancy Fairfax County School Board friend, shall we? CarlFrisch.com. Hi, Carl.
Good morning, and I want you to know that I did take your advice. Our campaign slogan is natural beauty.
Thank you.
Good. Yes.
And really quickly, before we dive in on the craziness that is happening, I want to say, every time we talk about an election on the show, I talk about how you want to wake up the day after the election knowing that you did absolutely everything you can to help our side win. And I have one more fundraising deadline. It's next week before the election. Early voting is underway, and the attacks are flying. Folks are attacking me for even existing as an LGBTQ person.
Yep.
I can't rest without making one more request for support for people to go to mooksforcarl.com and help us fund our final voter contact efforts over these next 3 weeks. mooksforcarl.com. If you've already helped, I am so appreciative. Please help again and help me get across this finish line. We only have a few weeks left.
Yes, please and thank you. Do it. Mooks for Carl. So, Carl, is there anything left to be said about this, clown show that is going on in the House that's going to happen again today? I think there's going to be share music. Bill Murray's going to wake up and it's going to happen again, right?
Well, I heard that they were going to say maybe they should arm wrestle for it, but then Jim Jordan supporters weren't certain if he could win the arm wrestling contest by looking the other way.
Sorry.
I think this is, I heard one political commentator talk about how what's happening in the House is a mirror image of what's happening in the Republican presidential primary, right? You've got a segment of the party that is stuck on what it used to be like, and you've got a segment of the party that exists in what Trump has created.
Yeah.
And the people who know what it used to be like, few and far between are the ones that are willing to stand up. So we'll see how long these people resist Jim Jordan or someone like Jim Jordan. Let's not forget that the alternatives to Jim Jordan are not that much better.
Yeah, Jordan-esque. Manu Raju tweets, multiple GOP sources say Jim Jordan is bleeding votes and is poised to...
You're too happy.
He's going to bleed out on the House floor.
Right.
They're all just going to watch. Okay, is poised to lose even more Republicans if he goes through with a third ballot today. One GOP member who opposes Jordan says there are about 30 no votes. Now, it is unclear if Jordan goes through with the noon vote. So
you have to ask yourself, what is happening in his little office there, right?
Right.
Where he's like, guys, here's the new strategy. Okay, get the whiteboard out. Let's write this down. I'm going to be more of a jerk to the people I'm trying to win over.
Right.
And can we get Hannity on the phone and make sure that his viewers give them death threats? I think
that'll be good.
People who are worried about my temperament and my ability to lead will be softened to me by me trying to ruin them.
Yeah. Carl, and I have to say at the same time, it's not just us partisans on one side. People just saying they have never seen leadership on the world stage like Joe Biden has exhibited in just the last few days. I mean, it is, if you wanted leadership 101 and how not to lead 101, it could not be more stark right now. Biden's wins tweeted, President Biden's campaign now has more followers than Trump's campaign on Donald Trump's Truth Social app.
boy.
What an embarrassment for Trump. I mean, oh my God. So much winning, Carl. So much winning. We're tired of it.
Yeah. I mean, this is what abdication of leader, when you can't even pick a leader, this is what abdication of leadership looks like. But, it's been remarkably hilarious watching Republicans try to blame their inability to pick a leader on Democrats or Joe Biden.
Yeah.
It's been an inartful attempt at best to watch them answer questions about their failure to pick a leader by saying, oh, let's look at the border wall.
Yeah. Exactly. Here's my happy clappy thoughts for 2024. Carl, you can get your thoughts. But Jen Rubin tweeted, Poland reminds us that authoritarian regimes count on depression, resignation, cynicism, and despair to disable opposition. They create a fog of disinformation and bombard the public with serial outrages designed to induce widespread compliance with the regime. And I just have to hope there's going to be a huge blue tsunami pushback on that in November.
Well, all signs point to yes. Look at all of these special elections we've seen over the last year. We knew going into 2022, we were worried, but we'd done pretty well in special elections. And now people see that as an indication that Democrats were going to do okay in 2022. If you look at the special elections that have happened in 2023, not only have Democrats won many of the seats that were held by Republicans, surprising people, but in districts that were not competitive, that were strongly Democratic, turnout was still very high. So those are good indications for November of this year. They're good indications for maintained Democratic involvement in the system. People cannot check out. Like we just said, you have to do everything you can, leaving nothing on the table so that you wake up the next morning tired and knowing that you did absolutely everything you could.
Yeah. And, I'm hoping that we don't fall for a different version of the same tricks as in 2016, Carl. Sahil Kapoor tweets, Cornel West draws maximum donation from GOP mega donor Harlan Crow. I mean, oh my God. He is the Jill Stein of this cycle, and this Joe Manchin no labels nonsense of absolute, also pure MAGA, pure everybody that wants to hurt Biden and get Trump back in office. That's what that's all about. The one hilarious backfire that you've seen is, this latest polling out in the last couple days showing RFK Jr. really hurting Trump in a three-way race with Biden, and now they've spent how long, a year building him up, and are now furiously trying to tear him down.
Well, talk about ruining a brand. They could learn something from each other, Trump and Kennedy. But that's the thing. We have to be ready for every conceivable ploy that they could try to pull. Whether it was Kanye last time or whatever. Making sure that we are very clear about the stakes here, and that one of the things that I think has kept people from voting third party. In the numbers that we traditionally see, is people remember what happened in 2000 with Ralph Nader, and they know that the stakes are incredibly high, and that if they do vote for a third-party candidate, instead of voting for Joe Biden, they are casting a vote for Donald Trump.